Okay, so who in this room likes watching or playing soccer? Raise your hand. Who supports Milan? Okay, few. Who supports Inter? Who supports Juventus? Okay, personally, I support Milan. But if you're not in love with this sport like I am, you would probably think it's just a game in which players run after a ball. But I can guarantee you, it's much more than a sport. For the country we live in, Italy, soccer has played a vital role in our society. Indeed, is considered a tradition and part of our culture. We see players as national heroes, which are able to bring pride to the country and glory, and as a result, to bring unity in each individual. If you still don't believe me, try once in your life to go and witness a Milan versus Inter match, considered one of the best games in the country. The energy in that place is huge. There were people screaming, people clapping, people yelling at each other. And if you're lucky enough to witness a goal, you would definitely understand what I mean when I say that soccer is not only a sport. Throughout my entire life, I had witnessed a lot of soccer matches, but I still love this sport even more, match after match. I remember my first match, which I was 5 years old, and it was 2007, and it was Manchester United versus Milan. We won 3-0. It was a Champions League match. I remember coming back home, I was practically deaf. I couldn't hear anything. I still remember that day as it was yesterday, even though a lot of time passed by. But I remember perfectly that 80,000 fans were screaming Milan, Milan, and singing for the whole 90 minutes. As stated by the SIRC, Social Issue Research Center, such is the intensity of experience that 2/3 of the audience cried during football matches, mostly through joy, but occasionally through despair. Soccer provides a possibility to a fan to release from its daily life problems. Indeed, for an individual, soccer is a way to forget about their routine and problems. For this reason, a last-minute goal of Watford shows purely what soccer means to a fan and how it can get rid of their issues. And this is the last-minute goal of Watford. You can see the joy of every fan in this video. You can see the intensity of how this game, like the intensity of this game. And the despair also at the same time. For me, soccer is a way to enter a completely new dimension. When I'm in the pitch, I don't think about my friends. I don't think about my family. I don't think about my homework. However, 99% of the times, the audience don't realize what's going on in the player's mind when they step in a very important game. And for me, when I step in a very important game, I just want to let the audience know that I'm not one of many. The audience has the capability of stressing a player at a very high level. And a lot of times, the anxiety and stress pass by. This is me playing for my team, Genoa. And this is a list of all the Serie A teams in our league, in the Italian league. I currently play in this one, under 17. Playing at this level makes me very nervous. And a lot of times I'm in conflict with the audience or the coach. And the difference between them are the different series of emotions they both feel. This is what I said before can cause a conflict, but at the same time, a strong connection. The audience doesn't accept a player's mistake, and wants to see the team play well. But as you all know, in sports in general, mistakes are very common. They have the capability of stressing a lot. However, I use a method to calm down. I remember the trip I took in Africa in 2012. I remember passing by with my family a very poor village in which citizens barely had the necessary to survive. I passed by an old potato field. I know it's funny, but it was actually an old potato field in which 21 children were playing soccer. They were barefoot and they had no clothes on. They only had pants. But the thing that impressed me was that every single kid was smiling during that game. Despite having nothing, they had joy. Probably much more joy than what I have during my trainings every day. This made me think that soccer, it's only a sport, but it can help a country surrounded by poverty, like Africa, to feel happiness in small things like the game I witnessed that day. So, if you still don't believe me, soccer is not only a sport. Only one game, it takes only one game for two people that hate each other to connect for once. Believe me, I saw this. It has magic inside. This is soccer. Thank you.